Now, this what happened in Russia recently. You all know that some time ago, Russian troops left Kherson. They were ordered to leave Kherson, which is considered by Russian government a part of Russia, Russian province and Russian city. Few days after Russian troops left Kherson, Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky visited Kherson, and Ukrainians who had lived in Kherson before Russians came, they started coming back. So kind of like the old life started going back to Kherson. Well, what did Vladimir Putin have to say about this whole situation? Nothing. He kept silence. Well, it's not the first time it actually happens. We are all used to that. Silence by Vladimir Putin, silence by the top officials. Whatever happened, happened. What really shocked me was the reaction of one of Russia's top senators, Deputat of the Russian State Duma. His name is Mikhail Matveyev. And Dmitry Peskov, he was asked questions about Kherson and Russian troops leaving Kherson. And Dmitry Peskov is the spokesperson of Vladimir Putin, Russia's president. And Dmitry Peskov also didn't have much to say about that. I literally quote, he said, well, Kherson, you all know that Kherson is a part of Russian Federation. And we don't have any more comments. Okay. So to that comment, Russia's senator in his telegram posted, he quoted Dmitry Peskov and he posted, I quote, "And who is the clown now?" Howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin and welcome to Inside Russia. I am streaming live, giving you the updates from Russia, from Mother Russia, about events, things happening, recent news, my takes, my opinions. Thank you for coming. Thank you for giving me a chance. And I would like to talk about the truth today. The truth is what I talk about ever since February 24th. Because truth is so scarce these days that it needs to be protected and it needs to be translated as much as possible. And in the previous stream, I tried to explain how we Russians as a society, got into this situation, into the 2022. How we got into the state of society that allowed 2022, so to speak. I told you that in the last 10 years of the evolution of Russia, a state-run propaganda machine was created, and for 10 years it was being perfected, it was being tested, the experiments were conducted. At this point, in 2022, we have this perfect mechanism, well-oiled, fine-tuned, very precise. It works perfectly as a whole, okay? Perfect. If ever there was a propaganda machine in any country, probably, it would be Russia right now. Perfect. except for one little problem. And that problem is the truth. Well, what's propaganda machine for? To craft and put a perfectly engineered, manufactured picture into the brains of people and keep it there, okay? To sort of create a reality that doesn't exist in reality, but only in the minds of people, and make it so people believe in it. But no matter what you try to do, the truth is truth, okay? It's the one and only, and you can hide the truth. You can install something and try to sell it to people as the truth, but it wouldn't be the truth, The truth is the truth. So what I have been seeing since the 24th is the truth was being replaced with, was covered and sewn with a needle with the threads, okay? Was covered by, I don't know, fake skin, so to speak, And it was very, very well done job because Russia's propaganda machine is perfect, nearly perfect. And a lot of Russians believed it. It believed that the truth was actually something that was covering the truth with. You see, the truth in their minds were replaced. Now, few people knew truth right in the beginning, and they were publicly speaking about that. The Ukrainians knew, some of the Russians knew, regular people, regular Russians. The Westerners, the foreigners knew, some of the Russian experts knew, and they were speaking publicly about the truth, and many of them were prosecuted for that, were being called foreign agents and so forth, I have been telling you the truth ever since February 24th. But there's one thing. We, the ones who've been telling you the truth, we're not a part of the Russia's propaganda machine. Okay, we're the minority with a niche. We don't have a voice in Russia. Our voice is tiny. The people who are on television, who control newspapers, they have the voice. They are telling Russians how it is, so to speak, And it has finally come. In November 2022, the truth in Russia started coming out. You see, I always look at the signs. Early signs of things started happening because, if we don't notice things, it doesn't mean they're not happening. If we don't notice political struggle inside Russian government, it doesn't mean it's not happening. If we don't notice that change in propaganda, it doesn't mean it's not happening, okay? But what usually is a first indication is little signs here and there. And then I saw a few signs recently. And the most visual, the most incredible sign was a live show on a Russian TV that recently happened. You see, there's a very prominent figure of Russian TV. Guess who he works for? His name is Evgeny Popov. He's a very famous TV, host, talk show host, His face we see on TV all the time. He's one of the few people, but he's very, very powerful. He's very known. So anyway, he was doing a show recently along with his colleagues, and a live show on Russian television, broadcasted to entire Russia. And he lost his cool. Lost his cool for the first time. I saw that guy losing his cool. I actually, for the first time in my life, I saw that guy becoming real human, like just like me and you, just us. And it was funny. They were talking about nationalization. The show was about like what to do next. So there were a few experts and so-called experts. You know, one of the so-called experts, the last name is Tretyakov. He bluntly proposed to nationalize assets of Western companies that they built in Russia. And at that point, Yevgeny Popov lost it. He raised his voice, doesn't usually happen on live TV, and he started lashing out at the guy. You know, I quote, he was saying, so let's take everything away from the Western companies. Let's take everything away from the Germans. So our trains will stop. Tomorrow, our trains will stop. They will stop. What will we ride then? We have nothing to ride on. We must admit it. It's easy to nationalize everything, but what are we going to do? And are we going to ride hand cars? So, something I had not seen before on live television, it was admittance that everything Russia has in terms of trains is produced by the Westerners, by the Germans. I mean, it's a known fact, okay? The company called Siemens it built a plant in Russia, and it was manufacturing high-speed trains called Lastочка. They have a different name at Siemens, of course, but Russians called them a Russian name. A sparrow, Lastочка. I think that's a sparrow. Or a swallow, or something like that. Anyway, that bird that flies fast. Well, we knew that, but it was kind of a sold to us Russians that this is Russian, okay? Germans somehow came in and participated, but it's us, it's the Russians who manufacture this using some of the German technology. You know, we're perfected somehow, you know, we're better at and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes out and starts lashing out, starts saying, well, let's nationalize everything. Let allow Russian government to nationalize it. And then Yevgeny continues. He started lashing out. He started like raising his voice again. And that's very important, okay? He said something like this: is it our fault? Did we do that? Meaning to the country? No. Let's find and prosecute the ones who brought country to this. Okay? No. Wait a second. We all understand that, you know, things are tough. We all understand that if we nationalize everything that the Westerners built here, that nothing will be built, anything. We don't have trains. That we don't have planes, our own planes. So we will not ride trains, we will not fly planes, and so forth. That's out of the question. We understand that. But what this guy suggested is, first of all, he admitted that over a long time that Russia was riding the wave of wealth. We enjoyed the surplus of money from the oil, natural gas sales, you know, things like that. What did we do with the money? Was it invested? Was the industry built? Or perhaps wasted? Or perhaps somebody stole it? And the government guy, publicly admitted on live TV for the first time in recent history that things are not well. Things are terrible. Things are actually fantastically bad. He even suggested that we are going to answer one of the two Russia's main questions. Whose fault, who's guilty, and what to do next? Who's guilty? Let's find those who have brought country to this. Well, wait a second. We have one strong man in charge of everything, in charge of economy, in charge of foreign policy, domestic policies, in charge of the army, and so forth. What this Yevgeny guy suggesting? Is he suggesting that someone is guilty? Let's prosecute? Huh? Of course, he did not suggest it directly. But if you start asking questions and you start thinking, that amazing things start appearing in your head, right? And that's live television for the entire Russia. All Russians listening to that, okay? It's incredible. The guy kept on going. He was saying, what are we going to do following day? He lost his cool, okay? I think someone, like one of his colleagues, the hosts, because there were a few, shut him down. But at that point, all those so-called experts, they were in awe. They did not expect to be lashed out at like that. They just all shut up. What was that? Well, that was the early bird. The truth starts coming out. The truth is so powerful that you cannot hide it for long. You cannot hide it for long from all people. You can hide it from some for long people, a long period, or you can hide it from all for short period. And that period is getting over. The guy lost it. There will be other people losing it. You see, over the past 10 years, we were being given this meticulously crafted, artful picture of our country that kind of didn't exist. And that's what the TV reporter, the host of the talk show, kind of told us directly. That picture was crafted and somehow put into our heads. That picture was of Russia's greatness and grandness. Everything was best in Russia. Russia had the best army. Russia had the strongest economy. Russia had strong industry, developed industry. Russia had the best armaments, armadas, Su-35 planes. Russians, all of us Russians, we were righteous. We were most romantic, most empathetic people. The truth was behind us, okay? We were right. That was the picture. I would say at least 10 years, perhaps even longer. And all of a sudden, this guy comes out on live TV, the guy who has been for the past 10 years has been helping everyone to put that picture, crafted, engineered, unnatural picture, artificial picture into our heads. All of a sudden he comes out and he tells us absolutely different story. He tells us, you know what? We have nothing. Everything that is manufactured by the Westerners. We have no planes. We have no trains. It's too bad he didn't say anything about armadas or Su-35s. But hey, it's for us to decide. So the truth, that's just a little piece, and that kind of knocked on the door. Early bird, early sign. Because I'm telling you, there is an avalanche coming, and it's gonna be here very, very soon. There are so many truths that will come out. We will learn how many Nazis and how well we denazificated Ukraine and how many Nazis they were in Ukraine. We will learn how we demilitarized Ukraine. We will learn, how Russian professional army, achieved all the goals, and mobilization was not, you know, called into effect. We will know how strong, really strong ruble is. We will know how strong Russian economy is. We will know that Russian economic growth is, well, we will know what it is. We will know what inflation in Russia is. All of that is knocking on our doors. And you know what's going to happen? How we will know most of these things? Because they won't be telling us from TV. From time to time, a person, one or another person, would be losing it, or one of the experts, perhaps, or one of the, TV hosts. And most of all, we will learn the truth by our own eyes and our own ears. Because it's one thing to tell from the TV that, oh, Russian economy is doing great and we have low unemployment and everything is fantastic. But then when a person makes 25,000 rubles per month and a kilo of meat, 2 pounds, will cost 1,000. So a person would be able to buy 25 kilos of meat per month, and that's it. Nothing else. When that happens, and then when the kids come and say, Daddy, we want to eat, and you have nothing else to offer them, or you can't cover your bills, utility bills, or you fail your mortgage or credit cards, But at the same time on TV, they're telling you how great everything is. That, my friends, will be a dissonance, okay? And that will be when all this cover that has kind of been, the truth has been covered with, it will explode. It will tear to shreds, and the truth will just jump out. So if I were a person who sits in front of the TV all the time and gets information from TV, I would get ready for big, huge changes, because what person will be told will not synchronize well with what person would see at the stores, at work, and everywhere else. And my friends, that is a very, very important point, because I think that the very pivotal point for Russia will be at that point, okay? The most important event in the Russia's history that will define the future of the country will be right then, when most of people, will sort of wake up to a reality that is very different from the reality that is shown on the TV. And they will understand that they have been lied to. And they will, at that point, they will be at the crossroads. And they can take different paths. They can take a path of shutting down their eyes, their ears, covering with their hands, perhaps, and keep on going the way they've been going. That is North Korea way. Or they can choose another way. And what that way would be is up to people of Russia, because it's their lives and it's their country. It's been my message today. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments if you have found it valuable, interesting, and I was gonna say authentic. No, unique, because what I told you, I have not heard anywhere else. I'm just trying to put twos and twos together. Before actually I turn on the comments, I would like to give you an analogy. You see, right in the beginning of the stream, I told you that Russia first took Kherson, and Kherson is, Russian territory, okay, according to the Russian law. International law thinks, international countries and community, they think otherwise. And Ukrainians, they certainly think otherwise, okay? But according to the Russian government, Kherson is part of Russia. And it's a Russian city. According to the federal law that was created on September 30th, okay? Vladimir Putin himself said many times, well, at least 2 times, that if anyone would like to take Kherson, anyone would make an attempt to take Kherson, that someone will be dealt with mightiest response of the entire Russian Federation. 5 weeks later, Russian Minister Sergei Shoigu ordered to leave Kherson behind, okay? And Vladimir Putin didn't say anything. And his press secretary, his spokesperson, had a very vague comment on that. Well, analogy is this. Imagine that a Chinese fleet arrives at the Maine border. Maine, right off the coast of Maine in Casco Bay, where Portland, Maine is. And all of a sudden starts threatening Maine. And U.S. president would order U.S. troops to retreat into New Hampshire and further into Vermont and just stay in New Hampshire. And the U.S. troops would follow the order. They would retreat into New Hampshire, and Maine would be up for grabs. And Chinese would land, and they would claim Maine their own, China now. And the U.S. president would absolutely ignore that fact. And his spokesperson would say something like that, well, you all know that Maine is a part of the United States of America. We have no further comments. That is the situation that has happened recently. It's happening right now because Russian troops have retreated on the other side of the Dnipro River. They left Kherson completely. So that's just an analogy I gave you so you understand the depth of madness that is happening. So thank you. Comments are on. Howdy, friends. Howdy, Mommy, Lorna, Harry, Amir, Black Cat, Bob. Howdy, howdy. Happy Sunday, everyone. We had a good stream this morning from the Breakfast Club. If you have not seen it, please go ahead and watch it. It's pretty cool. Not too many people, because a lot of people were afraid to show their faces on YouTube. Because most have fled Russia. So they're trying to stay low profile. But there were a few people there, and that was a pretty good time. So anyway, what do you think of today's message? Dirk, Sam Sarborn, Snail, John, Jasteri, Dr. Devil, Timo, Lori, Koshkin Dom, Emra Makers, Jeffrey S., Grey Blue, howdy. Thank you, the usual suspects and regular watchers. Thank you for coming, and without further ado, I'll jump right into the comments. If you want me to read your comment, so please put it in caps and put Inside Russia after @ so it appears in a large orange box. Easier for me to see, just like Harry Potter did. Said, hello, Inside Russia. Howdy, Harry. And Bob S. did the same thing. Howdy, Inside Russia, fellow mods and friends. Thank you, Bob. Hello. Black Cat, hello for the second time. We saw one another in the stream this morning. And I am seeing questions start rolling in. That's not questions, that's the Nightbot. Holy moly, Nightbot is active today. I keep on forgetting. It's Rick, Gross, or Rich. Rick or Rich. Hi, Constantine. I hope you enjoy. May I call you Rich? I want you to be rich, okay? I hope you enjoyed the weekend. You deserve it. It's been busy. I enjoyed it, but I didn't get much rest. Famous Mainers here. Happy Sunday. Good message. Thank you very much. Andrew Hodson. Howdy, howdy. South Africa. Hello, Andrew. Singamad G D G G J G J. I'm sorry, I'm not good at names. Every lie incurs a debt to the truth. That's exactly right. Sooner or later, the debt is paid. The truth always comes out. That's what we say in Russia, and it started coming out. Lorraine Prasnowski, thank you so much. No message, but your message is heard. Luke, who will be vying for power? FSB, military, oligarchy, regular people. Cross regular people right now. Do you think China would allow West-leaning democracy to form on its borders? Great message today. Thank you. 2 questions. First, I don't know. I think that whoever is going to be strongest in the moment will win. And the second, do I think China would allow West-leaning democracy? I think China shouldn't be worrying too much about that. Joshua, Ken 35, as you said, according to Russia, Kherson is Russia. Like the thought that Zelensky visited Russia without a response. Exactly. This is an insult to Russia. A spit into Russia's face, so to speak. The president of foreign country, along with its military, visits Russian city, okay, occupies it. What the fudge is going on? Okay, no response. No. I've heard a lot of couple propagandists said, well, we'll lose this day battle, but we win big picture or something like that. Graham Browning, hi, I went with a Russian girl who was just like Putin, tried to destroy me. Yeah, well, you survived, didn't you? It's a Rome thing every day. Thank you. Good afternoon to you, the highwayman. Hey, buddy, what's going on with your faith? How you feeling these days? We pray for you every time. How long do you think before the propaganda wall breaks? Very soon. New Year, around New Year, after New Year. I think the truth, well, it has started coming out. It will be like an avalanche. Once avalanche, it takes lots of efforts, lots of weight, lots of snow for avalanche to start rolling, going down. But once it starts going down, you can't stop it. And the times, they are changing. Great reporting. Thank you, Richard Burris. Thank you so much. There are 2 messages of the same kind. Thank you. Double thank you. 20 pounds from Jim. You are an inspiration to all Russians and everyone. Well, thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. I love you at the UK as well. Drinking the Twinings English breakfast tea. Thinking of you. It's good. Duke of Earl. Once TV personalities in Russia are freed, will it take a long time to break down the lies? What do you mean the TV personalities in Russia are freed? No one has enslaved them. Okay, that's a voluntarily thing. I think they consider themselves lucky, you know. So I'm not sure what do you mean by freed. John Goodman, well, I disagree with you. Hasn't always been. Always will be. Well, time will tell. Joey Cactus, howdy from Detroit. Lots of snow in Detroit these days, huh? Well, from Germany, from Mira Luna. I was watching World Cup, so missed this morning. Guy L, howdy. Well, thanks for watching rerun. Or rewatching, or, watching after. Ferrari guy, there is no limit on the comments. I'm not sure, at least not from me. Tom W, I suggest that no one messes with Lorna. That'd be a mistake. I enjoy watching Solovyov meltdown and start raving. Yes, he is another big time. Well, he's probably number one propagandist. He's in Russia. We call these things what they start doing is to change shoes on the go. Okay, to say one thing and then turn around and start saying completely different thing. So, you know your stuff. Box of donuts. Oh, I certainly don't need donuts, Sam. Thank you so much. I'd rather have a tea or something like that, but not donuts. That'd be the end of me. Neil Meehan, thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. We have a new sponsor, John Bissell. Welcome to Inside Russia. And of course, Damien Da Silva. Major changes definitely on the horizon. Yes. Tick-tack. Tick-tack. Who do you think will succeed in the coming... Well, the thing is, I'm not sure if it's going to be the coup or not. Moderates like Navalny or hawks like Prigozhin or worse. I don't know. Well, Navalny is in prison. I don't see any time soon he's getting out. Is he moderate? Yes. Is he a good candidate? Well, perhaps he's decent, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon. Prigozhin, I would be very surprised if he succeeded. And then again, I don't know how it's going to be a coup or not a coup or natural or just perhaps, no clue. Time will tell soon. I am Blur. I'm grateful for your content wisdom. Thank you so very much. My friend, I'm curious if you wish to hypothesize on what may be behind the explosion of the gas pipeline that supplies St. Petersburg, accident, sabotage. I saw it in the news yesterday. I honestly don't know. I mean, it's really hard to tell. Can be accident, can be sabotage. And I don't think that anyone will tell, really, because it's really hard to say. Lars Henrik, great to see you, and thank you for the gift of sponsorship of 5 people. We had a private stream for sponsors and patrons. It was pretty good yesterday. My mom joined. Robert Morgan, thank you. Thanks for granting the membership and sponsorship. Well, it wasn't me. It was Lars Henrik, probably. If I wasn't going into surgery, I would have made better use of them. Forget me for... Am I mistaken? But you're out of the surgery, right? So you're okay. Let me know. Ellie, I think you meant not Gorbatov, but Gorbachev. Hang on. Beatnik, thank you so very much. Hey, you. And then Panu Siik, thank you so much. Greetings from Finland. I love your content. Thank you so much. That the message like that warms my heart. Money is good too, but the message is priceless. Thank you. I lost something about Gorbachev. I'm sorry. Jeffrey S. Yep. Well, I was a natural. What the fudge, Copliel. Lavrov should have stayed at G20 in Bali longer. I was discussing with my wife today how low we have fallen. No one wants to see Lavrov there. The guy used to be great, by the way. Robert Morgan. Oh, that's not to me. Barry Piper. Thanks for the messages. I'm late, but I will watch from the start. English breakfast tea is the best. Agreed. But I'm biased. Greetings from the UK. You're not biased. I think you're spot on. The Highwayman. Thank you for the prayers. Still struggling, but I feel that prayers help. Perhaps. Yeah. Well, I think you're on a very right track, because the fact that you asked us to pray proves that you have faith. So I think you're right there already. Do you think the next mobilization will finally cause the avalanche among citizens? Do you think a total loss would have to happen? Lothbrook, thank you so much. Good question. Also very hard to answer. That's going to be one of those crossroads where Russia we can take different directions, and the future is going to be completely different in that case. You see, I thought that Russians would wake up, but after speaking to more and more people, to people I respect, to people I first meet, and I start leaning towards the direction that Russia is going to be North Korea 2.0. I don't think there will be an avalanche, but I don't think they will do anything. But again, I can be wrong. That's a very hypothetical thing we're talking about here. Does Russia control VAR now too? I'm not watching football. I love football, but I'm not watching it. So I'm not sure. You tell me if it does. Rudy Kaisley, I will bet Yevgeny has hired someone to open his mail and taste his food. Perhaps. No. You know what? I will take the bet, because I bet he didn't. He hasn't. Because in Russia, once you're in Russia, they don't need to, mess up with your food, so to speak. They just come and get you. Plain and simple, and they have law behind them, because they've created all kinds of laws. They just need to pick one that fits you best. If you're outside of Russia, then you do that. Ferrari guy, what do you think? What do you make of supposed upcoming general mobilization that will supposedly begin in December or January? Ferrari guy and everyone, Now I'd like to pause and tell you something very serious. 2 streams ago, I made well, I presented you. I analyzed and I came up with a few exit scenarios for Vladimir Putin. And all of them were not so optimistic. But I have another scenario right now. And that's probably worse for Russia, but better for Vladimir Putin as the president. What might happen is, and Ferrari guy, you spot on. The situation is worsening. Economically, military, Russia is right on the verge of abyss. A few more steps and it's gonna go straight down. So, if it does, then who's in charge of everything? The strongman. Who is going to be asked? The strongman. Who has been making decisions, sole decisions? The strongman. And what can strongman do to avert responsibility? Well, he can announce that there is no special, well, he can change special military operation into full-blown war and call the war Holy Patriotic People's War or something like that, you know. So the status might be changed. And if Russia loses in this war, and the chances are, then the entire country of people, patriots, will take the blame because that's people's war. People didn't give much enough to win the war, you know, that type of thing. So I think there's a new scenario is born. For this scenario, we're gonna see if it starts happening, because for this scenario, by all means, a new official, full, not just partial, but full mobilization must be announced, okay? If it's announced before New Year or after New Year, we know that this scenario is happening. And it's not going to be pretty. Sees us. Thank you so much. Regards, Russian internet. Hardliners, what happens to them when there is the change, one way or the other? Regards, Russian internet headliners. Internet headliners. You mean the propaganda people, right? What happens to them when there is the change? Well, I can tell you what happens. Most of them will change color and they will say, I've seen it happen. My friends, we had propaganda people in the USSR. People who were just feeding us lies. All the 80s, I was growing up. I remember I was a teenager. They were just same as right now. There were people on TV appearing. You know what happened to them? They changed the color. They all of a sudden, they were communists. They turned to be Democrats overnight. And people bought it. So a lot of them carried on their careers on TV, but saying completely different things from they had been saying before. Okay, I think the very same thing will happen with the current ones. At least they will attempt. They will be coming up with all kinds of excuses saying, oh, you know what, we didn't know. Oh, only if we knew, then we would have done, of course, we would have stood up and we would have said things, but oh my gosh, we were misled, you know. Or we knew, but they took our kids, or, you know, they blackmailed us or something, you know what I mean? They forced us. We were forced, you know. So something like that. And some of them will get away with it. Some of them won't. Some of them might perish in the process. Some of them might be the ones who know too much, you know. Some of them might just get prison terms. Who knows? Beatnik, thank you so much. There's another sponsor, Pana Silk. Welcome to Inside Russia. Damien De Silva. Well, you know. So Ferrari guy, hopefully I answered your question. Howdy Jukes, blessings from Oklahoma, and happy Thanksgiving from the USA. Wait a second. Thanksgiving is Thursday, right? So happy Thanksgiving to you, but just wait a couple days. How are your family inside Russia? Hope they're well. Your mom's settling there. My family is well. Mom is settling. All is well so far, and we're still in the process. So things are happening. That's as much as I'm gonna tell you right now. But sooner or later, you will find the complete picture. I'm not lying about my family, never. I'm not telling you everything. Yes, this is my right. I'm withholding some information. But one day, I will release everything. I will tell you the whole story. It's pretty amazing, actually. But right now, the whole story might, getting it out might hurt us. So that's why I'm keeping it private. Does Russia have a vice president? No, it does not, but it has a prime minister. And prime minister is in charge of the government, the ministries. The ministries control, each ministry control according area of the economy. Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Internal Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, Foreign Affairs, and so forth. They all report to Prime Minister, and Prime Minister reports to the President. Median Mond, please explain Vranyo to us. We do not have something like that in German language. Vranyo, the system of lies. I'm not sure. I've been asked quite a few times what Vranyo is. Some blogger must have come up with this word or something in the news. Not sure what you mean, but Vranyo, it's the lies, the system of lies, like permanent lies. If they speak out against the regime, I could see them falling out of the window. Duke of Earl? Well, time will tell. You know, Russia is a dangerous country, and many people slip, fall out of the windows. Gosh, one of the guys, he fell out of the window of his basement. That happens too. Susan Hodgick, thank you so very much. Even basements are dangerous in Russia, you know. Jim Smith, thank you so much. Yeah, if you like what I'm saying, put thumbs up and press that button. Theodore, people on that TV show could only laugh. They didn't know what to say or do. Well, they were kind of like in awe. They couldn't believe that the TV host was saying something like that. And he was stopped by another TV host. Like, what? Another one started saying, speaking. When Avalanche starts, will it be the same as Romania 1989? Palvier? I don't know. This is beyond me. I can do the analysis of the things that happen. I can do the prognosis. But the avalanche, I just don't know. I tried to do prognosis for this tragedy, and I thought it would be over very soon after the start. But it's been 8.5 months, and it's still going on. Duke of Earl, answering your question, yes, you are right. 777 Donnie, thank you so very much. I appreciate sending my love to you. Thank you. Cassandra Tuber, do you think Russia can break down into different nations? I am not going to answer this question because I don't have my opinion on that. I think that it's a possibility, but that's as much as I can say. And I think that sooner than that happens, sooner China will take a part of Russia sooner. Are planes disrupted yet internally? I don't know. I don't know. Rebecca Carlson, thank you so much. Thank you for being you. Well, thank you very much for supporting and sending me love. Oi, Nikki87S. How would Russians react to general mobilization rumored in January? In the past, I would have told you, not well. But now, I will tell you, they swallowed the partial mobilization and they will swallow the next one, the big one. I am pretty sure they will react either indifferently or they will be just. There won't be much in terms of actions against it, you know. Just like regular people standing up individually, like, you know, my friends, me, some other people, that's pretty much it. Like I said, very unfortunately, but I'm leaning towards the scenario of the North Korea. The highwayman, sorry for the typo, meant to write, I feel the prayers in my heart each time. Highwayman, this is your faith coming back or has come back, okay? If you feel the prayers in your heart every time, then that's your faith, that's your heart, that's God working inside of you in your heart. And that's fantastic news, you know. I was thinking about your stream yesterday, knowing that could be here in UD. Lori Lane, could the guy from TV get arrested for voicing his thoughts? No. In reality, anyone can be arrested, but this guy will not be arrested. This guy is one of the top dogs of propaganda. He's been serving a long time and very successfully, so no one's gonna. He's untouchable at this point. Constantine's greetings, breakfast, KGB. SF Joe, the women will be made to do the work men did. We'll see. We'll see. You know, the thing is, the situation is not like a catastrophe at this point, with 1 million people left and 300,000 mobilized, because Russia has 140 million people. But if it will continue, then things will definitely worsen. The problem with Russia is that the quality of people who have left, okay, entrepreneurs, professionals, you know, attorneys, engineers, doctors, you can't replace those people, okay? They have taken a part of the economy with them. Jamie Baird, the mods say time's up, okay. Last question, Bob Ciego. How can people in countries such as UK help truth come out to Russians besides the TV? Well, besides the TV, the Russians are not getting truth from the TV, so TV's out of the picture. How? I honestly don't know how you can help. I've been trying real hard. A few friends of mine, Russian bloggers, have been trying real hard. There were quite a few people in Russia that they do, like professional reporters, that do reporting in Russia for Russians, but they're already doing that, so you can't really help it. So we'll see. Time will tell. My friends, thank you so very much for coming today. And I'd like to wrap up this message. This is Sunday. Let's not stay for long. Let's get into the prayer. I would like to pray our dear God. If you're religious, please join me. And if you're non-religious, please double join me, because we're going to be wishing good vibes, good energy, good wishes, prayers to different people, countries, and asking for different events. So please join me. Thank you. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us this Sunday. Thank you for giving us this week. Thank you for putting food on our tables and roofs over our heads. Thank you for surrounding us with people that we love, who love us. Please help our children. Keep them safe and healthy. And please give us wisdom to raise them the way that when they become adults, they will make this world a better place. We'll never fight each other. Please help Ukraine. Help stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out and touch the hearts of people who are in charge, so they wake up, they will see what happened, and they will stop the bloodshed in Ukraine, and people will stop dying. Please help everyone who has been affected in Ukraine. I tried to ask you to give them strength, forgiveness, etc. But you know better what to give them, because every single case is different. So I'm asking you to listen to every single person who is asking for help from you, and grant their wishes and make their wishes come true, and answer their prayers, please. Please send an angel, everyone in Ukraine, so all people, both civilian, military, Ukrainian, Russian, and everyone who's in Ukraine will be put out of harm's way. Please help those who help Ukrainians. Please bless them. Help my country. Send the army of strongest angels with sharpest swords, led by Saint Michael, to get rid of the demons, to remove them, kick them out, and make angels run my country, make it righteous, make it good again. Please help those who are traveling and those who are seeking political asylum, running for their lives, running away. Send help their way, please. Thank you. I would like to ask for help for people who are cold right now in different countries. Whoever is cold, please give them warmth, make them warm. Whoever is hungry, please provide food. And whoever is sick, please provide recovery. I'm asking for women, pregnant women who are deciding whether to keep their babies or not. Please reach out and talk to every single one, so they will make the right choice. Please send our country's peace, send our government's people who are in charge common sense, fill their hearts with love, mercy, forgiveness, make their hearts softer, please. Thank you so very much for bringing us all into this community, allowing us to pray together. Thank you. Please help everyone here who is praying and watching us praying. Make everyone wish come true and answer everyone's prayers. I would like to mention a few people who need help. They are Yelena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Galina, Janine, Michael Milkevitz, Marlene, Paul Binns, Rudy Kaisley, Richard, Mallory M., Dirk Misler and his father, James Rhodes, Terry, Brittany S., Lars Henrik, Hannah and her children, Richard Burris, Ian, Angelic at Life and UK, Scan's family grandson, Grace, Barb, Randolph, Nelly, Arkady, and Yuri, who are in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, Harry's family, Brian McManus, Verlinda's niece, Doug, Rafaela From, Anna, Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Donald, Deborah, Allison, Dave Moyers, Terry Scrugg, Janice Burgess, Maureen M., and her sister, Mr. Hanson, Heidi, Bob, Tawny, Kayleen, Rob, Umel and Jennifer, Matt, Ashley and family, Mr. Dean Spooner and his church called Our Savior Lutheran Church, Barry Reading's sister, Leslie Fleming, Lisa Kumrian, Jacob, Adam Oliver, Treasure. Please give her good health and good news. Kylie's wife, Grace Philosophy, user named Painted. Please help to find love. Highwaymen, please take the man under your wing and make him feel your love again. I would like to especially ask for a few children. They are Cadence, Maverick, Sebastian, Coulter. Please send them recovery, send them health, and send happiness to their families. And I also would like to ask for all children who are in Ukraine, have been misplaced, have been affected, have been hurt, have been wounded. Please help every single child. You know better needs of everyone, but I'm praying, I'm asking you to help the children. If they're separated with parents, please help parents find them. If they're hurting, please give them recovery. If they're crying, please wipe their tears and send them joy. Thank you, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you very much, my friends. It's been a good stream. It's been a good week. Another week coming up. Monday. It's always a difficult day for me. Thank you for giving me a chance coming back. I would like to say that you are all absolutely awesome and you rock. And before I sign off, usual, Carthago delenda est.